Hi there, welcome back to another small ramble with me, writer and mental health advocate Tobe Allen. I'm also one half of the BARROW Podcast, the show I do with my mum, where we talk about divorce, dysfunctional families and mental illness while writing a memoir together. Mum and I are on a short break, 4-week break over May. We took 6 weeks off around Christmas, New Year last year, but this is going to be the last break we take through to the end of 2026, just to get some things in order and then continue on with the show. The show will resume. New episodes will be coming out from Sunday, June 7. So stay tuned. And in the meantime, explore some of the other videos and episodes right here on YouTube. And if you're in the mood, check out the Substack, the barrowpod.substack.com. While we're on break, I'm thinking about various things. Something I've been thinking about lately is I feel as if we live in a culture right now of, there's a lot of lip service paid to self-acceptance and to individuality and individual freedoms and feeling good. And we also talk about accepting other people, accepting other cultures, for example. We also talk about being inclusive. And yet, I would say, in spite of all that, and in contrast to all that, I wonder if self-acceptance hasn't ever been worse than it is at this point in time. What I mean by that is that it's my feeling that nobody actually knows themselves. They have lots of information and more tools and resources than ever before to discover themselves and, figure out the perfect diet and the perfect skincare routine and the perfect label for their mental health quirk and, their diagnosis and all these things. But there is also in that kind of a lack of self-acceptance, because there seems to be a need to find a label and sort of categorize yourself rather than, being at ease with who you are and being at ease with like not knowing something, for instance. It's kind of a culture of we're hyper fixated on knowledge and information and facts and little factoids, like you're not irritable or you're not having trouble concentrating, you've got ADHD and you need to see a specialist and blah, blah, blah. You see it play out in the mental health field a lot, but in particular, I think it plays out right across all kinds of aspects of life. And this constant kind of tinkering and sort of fixing the self, it seems pretty unhealthy to me, right? Like you're always kind of trying to find an answer or something, like you're not actually okay with who you are, you've got to improve. There's all this talk about self-improvement, right? And the terminology like hacking, life hacks, and maxing. I don't even really know how to use that term, maxing, correctly. I've heard of looks maxing, I think. But look, all of that says to me that we're not good with ourselves, and self-acceptance may in fact be as bad as it's ever been. And this comes out of two pretty poisonous cultural beliefs that we have. One is that anything and everything can be changed and or overcome. So we're not okay with feeling bad. We have to get out the wrench and go in there and turn the knobs and dials and screws and make a change. We can't really sit comfortably with any kind of negative emotion. And the other poisonous kind of cultural belief is that not only can everything be changed or overcome, and I also think that that's got a lot to do with a diet of Hollywood movies where the hero wins at the end. Everything is always overcome. But it's the notion that all deficiencies should be changed and overcome and worked on. This culture of working on yourself, self-improvement, self-help. Are you doing the work? getting better. I advocate for all of these things, of course, in my own way. And looking at yourself and looking at the past and coming to terms with things is obviously what this project is about in large part. But I also think that obsessively trying to fix and change and improve is really unhealthy, and that it has a detrimental effect on the individual who is always going to feel incomplete. Look, we're all going to feel incomplete anyway, but there's almost this guilt and this shame about not being proactive and productive and highly sort of attuned to every facet of yourself, from your diet to your skincare routine, to your therapy, to your relationships, that is only going to breed kind of resentment, frustration, depression. You can't be self-improving all the time. And if you are, or if you're even trying to, what does that say about how you feel about yourself? Again, that's not self-acceptance. That's the opposite of it. Absolutely, you need to address problems. More people do. The big problems. But this constant sort of agitation with yourself, this constant sort of picking and plucking and preening and pulling and trying to max and hack and whatever other new term has been invented in the last 5 minutes that I don't know of yet. No. This focus on optimization and productivity is really unhealthy. And when it's turned inward, when you're focusing that energy back on yourself, I don't see that as a pathway to enlightenment at all. Just the opposite, in fact. So it's great that we have access to resources and knowledge, but we also have to be mindful about how we, moderate our engagement with knowledge and resources, and be discerning in whether that particular area of your life needs work. Does it? Yeah, it could probably be improved in some capacity, but maybe that's not the most pressing, necessary thing. Just a thought. If that resonates, then leave a comment. And while we're on break, go and check out the Barrow Podcast. I guarantee you'll enjoy it. Further links and information can be found in the description to today's video, as well as on the homepage for this YouTube channel. Until next time, bye.